So a while ago I made people mad because I said I didn't like Borrasca and I found it super unrealistic. And I saw some people be like, oh, you just don't like realistic horror. No. Also, for those of you wondering where I went for 3 days, my brain got really bad and I needed to go into a crafting hole. I'm just saying the shop is about to be poppin'. Anyway, I explicitly want to discuss the creepypasta Penpal because I feel like it did everything right and everything I wanted when I went into Borrasca. That is having a realistic narrative with an incredible amount of suspense and scares, with fantastic characters, and a complete and utter world-shattering, heartbreaking revelation by the end. The level of detail in the writing, the amount of foreshadowing, the heartbreaking realization that this is 10 years after the final events of this incident took place, and our narrator is left the only one in the world who is still shattered by this realization because he just freshly learned it, is just... Not to mention, this whole story spits in the face of the old adage of show, don't tell. Because I feel like that mindset has done irreparable damage within the horror space. So many people think that they must graphically depict and or describe the awful things that are happening or taking place in order to get their horror across. Whereas Penpal, through factoids and implications, paint a horrifying narrative that will leave you puzzling and speculating. I think the most terrifying thing about Penpal is if tomorrow I turned on the news and it turns out this was a real story that happened to somebody, I wouldn't second guess it at all. This story is heartbreakingly realistic. It doesn't rely on you suspending your disbelief that the entire town would be okay with giving out their daughters to a sheriff's department to pump out babies. I don't know why you guys think Borrasca is realistic. If they had made, like, the town a super religious, like, faction or cult, maybe. But you're telling me secular individuals are just, like, vibing with this? No. I don't care how many times you guys decry that this has happened before. I don't believe you. The only real-world cases we have are secluded individuals with no contact from the outside world who are normally within cults.